Why?
You need to rest. I shouldn't have disturbed you.
Why would I be disturbed?
I thought that I had had the most wonderful dream. And I woke up and I realized it was true. My prayers have been answered.
Morning. I guess I'll settle for talking to your back.
I'm trying to log on to the Jabot website, but it's not linking up.
You forgot the / in the address.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Guess I'm computer illiterate this morning.
Well, you know what they say.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Well, aren't you just a ray of sunshine this morning?
Well, I'm on my way to knock some sense into my so-called partner.
Jack.
Don't try to talk me out of this, Ash. It's much too important.
I'm just saying, go easy on him. He's as upset as you are.
Oh, he's confiding in you, is he?
No, Cole and I ran into him last night at the lodge. Brad's not happy with the way you handled the Jabot deal. Just saying, if I were you, I'd
You're not me, Ash. You're not.
You know what? Locking horns with him is not going to accomplish anything.
Somebody has got to straighten him out. I am not going to let Brad Carlton pull the plug on this deal.
Sorry I'm late.
Late for what?
Late for our budget review. Jill, this is your meeting. You called it.
I did?
Obviously, you're not feeling well.
That, Neil, is a monumental understatement.
Where are you, Dad? It's been too long. Please be okay.
Nick?
Hey.
Morning. Something interesting out there?
No, I was just thinking. How's Cassie?
She's still asleep. I heard her up during the night, though.
Is she worried about Alice's visit today?
I would give anything not to have to put her through this.
Was she that upset? I mean, was she having nightmares?
No, just restless.
So it's not like it was before and she was freaking out.
Oh, I think she's handling things a bit better. Trying to soothe herself, I found her asleep in a rocking chair. She was all curled up around Cindy. That was around 5 in the morning, and then I put her back in bed. It just breaks my heart, Nick, seeing my baby go through this.
Morning.
Hey, Sleeping Beauty.
tired this morning.
Well, I'm sorry that I kept you up to all hours.
No, you're not. Good thing I'm working at home this morning.
Oh, you have nowhere to go?
You?
Well, I have nowhere to go. So.
Wait, honey.
What? I don't know what's. I don't know. I just can't keep my hands off you. It seems as though there's so many hormones flying around. And,
Oh, yours?
well, hey, you're the one that's pregnant.
Maybe I'm pregnant.
You're right. We should make sure.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Well, I can't let Cassie see me like this.
Okay. Everything's still up in the air. What with the hearing and all. And plus, we have Alice constantly in our face. The little kid's a trooper, though. She gets it from her mom.
You think so?
I know so.
Thanks.
Hello?
Hey, it's me.
Vicky, I've been waiting to hear from you. What's going on?
Well,
God, it's a good connection. You sound like you're right next door.
actually, I am. I got home last night.
What the hell are you doing home? Why aren't you in New Mexico?
No reason to stay.
Oh, so you just quit and came home? I thought you were gonna follow through with this. Damn, I should have gone myself. Maybe I still will.
Well, before you do anything, come up and see me. I have coffee.
You better have answers.
Victoria's back? What does that mean?
I'm about to find out.
Well, I'm going to wake Cassie and talk to her a little bit and see if I can't get her to eat something before Alice gets here.
If that sister of mine doesn't have damn good reason for bailing out on the search early, I'm gonna have to go down there, Sharon. That's all there is to it. Look, I know there's a lot going on here right now.
Nick, we're talking about your father.
And our daughter. Sharon, the minute the judge reconvenes the hearing, I will be on the next plane back, I swear to you. But it just doesn't feel right. My dad is still missing, and there's no one from our family down there in New Mexico.
I know. You do what you have to do.
So you're okay with that?
Yeah, I mean,
Look, I know Cassie is going through a lot right now. But she's not the only one. And she has you.
yeah. But do I have you?
Bradley wants to pull rank, let him. I'm not backing down. No way, no how.
I'll make sure and send you some nice flowers to the
You
hospital.
really
Jack.
think that jerk intimidates me? We are going to get Chabot back if it is the last thing I do.
It very well could be, judging from Brad's attitude last night.
Oh, was he making threats? Did he come down on you?
Take it easy. Would you just listen to me? For once in your life, just listen to me. Don't square off with him when you're like this.
You realize where that jerk would be right now if... I brought him back in. Now he's walking around like he owns the place.
Jack, I want this deal too as much as you do for a variety of reasons, but it's not gonna happen if you don't curb your temper and wait for the right time.
Oh, and when is the right time? When Victor gets
I
back?
know you think you have a deadline,
Listen
but you know
to
what?
me. I'm not going to let Bradley stop me. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go confront him right now.
Jack, before you go, we
Not
better-
now, okay?
I said working at home this
I know,
morning.
but I take this job very seriously.
Making a baby.
That's fait accompli.
Honey, we don't know that yet.
It sure would make a lovely Valentine's present, though, wouldn't it? Do the math.
I see somebody already has.
Well, I'm not the only one, you know.
No, know, your mom would be first in line at the yarn store buying out all the pink and
Oh,
blue.
come on. She was so tickled last night when she figured it out.
When she suspected, you mean?
Well, you know what? I want to thank you for letting her run with him because she needs something very positive to focus on in her life.
I just don't want any of us to get too focused.
You don't want us to get ahead of ourselves, I know.
Well, we don't know for sure that I'm
No, we
pregnant.
don't know for sure. But the little mother is glowing.
And honey, nothing would thrill me more, but I haven't been able to see the doctor, so I don't know. Look, I just don't want us to get our hopes up and then be disappointed. I can see how excited you are.
Oh, I know. It's just that we have waited so long to have a family together. And it just seems like the perfect time right now.
But it doesn't always work like that.
No, it doesn't. But I have a feeling that this time it just might. So, on that note,
Yeah. Get out of here. I want to get dressed.
not on my account.
Out.
All right. You remember, you think very positively.
I will. I love you.
Gee, what was that about?
Oh, yes, I'm sure you're dying to know. Anything that causes friction between Jack and me, and you're
Would you
ready
just
to
tell me
pounce.
what that was about, please?
Jack was very upset last night about Brad.
He's no better this morning.
Obviously.
Don't tell me that you took Brad's side of this.
I tried to give Jack some perspective, as you were just doing.
And you two got into it.
He bit my head off.
It's interesting that as far as you've gotten with my brother, you really don't know him very well, do you?
God, so supportive, as
You
usual.
know, it's a sensitive issue for Jack. It hits him where he lives. Of course, it's dealing with things that you really don't know that much about, like love and loyalty and family. But you really don't get that, do you? You're genuinely surprised the two of you are having problems.
Why do you despise me so much?
Excuse me?
You have never given me one chance, not a single break. I mean, you have gone out of your way to make it as tough for me as humanly possible. Don't you realize that by cutting me up, you might be interfering with Jack's happiness?
Oh, Diane. That's funny, in a sad kind of way, that you honestly think you could make my brother happy. Because your track record doesn't really suggest that now, does it?
Look.
Your history with my brother, your actions over the years only say one thing about you, and that's that you can't be trusted. Certainly not where my brother's concerned.
Thank you for letting me invite myself. Yeah, well, you better be careful. I'll put you to work.
Oh, I know, you're busy. I'm glad we're doing this out of the office. It's so much more relaxed.
Yeah. I'm going to try and do some more of this.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, oh, we'll see.
What? What's going on?
What are you talking about?
Oh, come on. Don't even try. Out with it.
It's nothing, really.
What? What? I'm not gonna tell somebody? What's up?
I have some news. I mean, I may have some news. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, you know what? On second thought, I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to jinx it.
Jinx what? What are you talking about? You think you might be pregnant?
I get the impression you're not up for this right now.
For going over numbers, trust me, I would rather be boiled in oil.
Try one on last night?
Big time.
What were you celebrating or anesthetizing?
It was not a celebration.
Who's responsible for bringing you down?
In a word, Jack.
What's he on you about? Business?
Oh, it's worse than that. It's personal.
I know you and the Abbotts. Maybe I better not ask.
No, it's all right. You're right. It's about family. Oh, Neil, this has been such a rotten spring for me.
You're talking to the right person, sweetheart. Move over.
What, you too?
I've got family trouble myself. Huge.
It's nice to have a soulmate.
So, Jill, what is it? What did Jack say to you?
He led me on. Totally. And stupid me. I believed him.
Whatever you're doing, drop it.
This is about Jabot.
You're not going to kill this deal, Bradley. It is going to happen with or without you. Now you just decide.
Can't happen without me, Jack. You know that.
Jabot is going to be sold back to the Abbott family.
Maybe someday?
No, not someday, now.
Jack, don't come in here and threaten me. I didn't say never. I said not now. Your timing is lousy.
I say the timing is perfect.
Don't wreck everything that we have accomplished. You made a proposal, I countered, move on. I may be open to it at some later date.
Bradley, you know this is not just any run-of-the-mill deal for me. I am trying to return Jabot to its rightful owner, to the man who built it.
I appreciate where you're coming from, Jack. I understand what your
Okay, well,
motive...
you understand this. My father did a hell of a lot for you, Bradley. If anyone owes him, it's you.
Victoria?
Right here.
All right, why the hell are you home?
Nice to be missed.
Stop it, okay? We're all sitting around here going out of our mind. Why aren't you down there looking for Dad?
Well, I have
You know,
some...
you say you want to go, so we let you. How can you just walk away? Why'd you quit?
Because, my son, there were other developments.
Dad.
You've never brought Jack any happiness, Diane. You've only humiliated him, and not once, but over and over again.
That is ancient history.
No, it's not. It was just a year ago that you dumped him for Victor. Oh, no. That was 2 years ago. It was a year ago that Victor was dumping you.
Oh, and we all know that you have lived a perfect life.
Well, thankfully, we're not talking about me now. We're talking about you.
Indicting me, you mean?
Oh, okay. You want to play word games? I've got one for you. Toxic. That's what you are, Diane. Believe it.
I respect your father, Jack. You know that.
Respect my father. You ought to get down on your hands and knees and thank God for him. He made you. He found you tending dandelions in the garden, and he opened doors for you never even dreamed of. All I'm suggesting is that we sell the company, his own company, back to him.
Jack, I am grateful to your father, but this is business and the timing is lousy.
The timing is perfect. Victor will be out of town. We won't run into any interference. The timing is perfect. Only we have to move now.
I don't see it that way.
Bradley, this is more than just about my dad. This is about the entire family. All of the Abbotts have signed on to this, including your ex-wife, the mother of your child.
What are you getting at?
I'm saying this is what Tracy wants. For the same reason we all want it. My dad wants a legacy. To the future. To Colleen.
All right, just hold on a minute. Are you suggesting that Tracy would use our daughter to muscle me into this deal?
I am saying that Tracy wants this.
No way! That is such bull. Tracy would never do something like that. You would stoop that low. But it's an insult to your sister to even suggest such a thing. You are beyond slime. You would go to any lengths to manipulate
I'm
people.
not manipulating anybody. I'm telling you the truth. Your daughter, who you don't seem to have much time for these days, is gonna thank you one day.
I would just take you apart.
You know, we're wasting time here. I got one question for you. What's it gonna cost to buy you out of here?
Dad, you're alive. I can't believe this.
You better believe it. The old man is back. You and I are both limping. Both broke our damn legs, didn't we?
Can't have you showing me up.
I know.
Dad, what happened? Why couldn't they find you in New Mexico?
Long story.
Yes, we want to hear it. We want to hear everything. That is so wonderful. Oh my gosh. Oh, a baby would make you and Paul so happy.
I know. I don't want to think about it until we know for sure.
Oh, it's so hard not to think about it.
Yeah, especially for Paul. I mean, we both want this so much.
But what, you think Paul's a little ahead of the game?
Well, I suppose it really doesn't hurt any, but I just worry, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, if it's not this time, a lot of fun trying anyway.
It's been a long road to get to this point.
Yeah, well, you guys wanted to make sure it was the right time. I think that's the way to do it. Oh, I'm so excited!
Well, you know, I wasn't supposed to tell anyone, and...
Oh, no, okay, I understand. Say no more. Just, you know, as soon as you find out, let me know.
Kidding? You'll be at the top of the list, after Paul and his mom.
Well, that would be third on the list, but it's okay. I can live with that.
You know what? I have to change the subject. I don't want to think about this. I would just love to talk about you, and how's Brett?
Oh, pretty amazing, actually. I got a very unexpected proposal.
You're getting married?
No, God, no. I didn't mean that. I just, he wants us to move in together.
What?
Yeah, that was my reaction, too.
Well, is it still? I mean, how do you feel about that?
I don't know. I mean, it's pretty neat. He obviously likes me.
Well, yeah, I know that much.
I don't know. I guess I'm still up in the air.
So you still haven't given him an answer?
No, I haven't. And he's not pushing, which is very cool. I don't know. Everything is going so great that I just kind of hate to mess it up by moving in together. I don't know.
Are you sure those aren't your insecurities talking?
No, I'm not sure. It could be. It's just, you know, I got Philip to think about, too.
That's true.
If I didn't have, you know, a young, impressionable son, I don't know, I just might go for it. But, you know, they get along fine. It's just...
Still, you have to be responsible and do what's right.
Yeah. I mean, as much as we both like his company, I don't think at this point moving in together is the thing to do.
Well, whatever you decide. Oh, you know what? Will you excuse me for a second?
As it turns out, the man was terribly misguided.
Sounds like a complete madman.
Yeah. Well, that Chet fellow's no longer with us, but I am, so let's leave it at that.
What about your leg? I have a real good bone doctor.
I bet you do. I heard you fell off your horse.
Yeah, I'll survive. But you need to get that looked at.
The least of my worries right now. Anyway, the ordeal in New Mexico is behind us. I'm back home. I'm unbelievably happy to be here. I can't begin to tell you how it feels. There's one question I'd like answered. And you better be honest with me. What's going on with my company?
There's a lot to tell, Dad.
I want to hear all of it. If you don't mind, I'm going to get some aspirin because my leg is throbbing.
No,
No,
let me
you
get
stay
that.
there. You stay there.
Listen, will you do me a favor?
What?
It's so wonderful having your father home. But the minute he hears what Jack and Brad have done, he's gonna lose it. He's gonna focus all of his energies on blowing them out of the water. Just spare him the gory details.
He's going to want to know.
And he will, eventually. I'd like to have him here for one more hour with a smile on his face before I have to go back to sharing him with Newman Enterprises.
Mother, you have to realize that Dad is the only one that can undo what's been done. I mean, all the layers of damage, the legal maneuvering.
He has his work cut out for him.
Which is exactly what I don't want him to hear right now.
You've heard my story. It's your turn now. What's been going on around here?
All right, here you go.
That takes care of the rent.
Yeah, we got a roof over our heads for at least one more month. Say, Lynn, did you ever get that catalog?
What catalog?
You know, the one with the ergonomic chairs? You said you wanted to order yourself one.
Oh, they're outrageous.
Treat yourself. On me, of course. You know, pick one out that you really love. I can't have my trusty secretary with a bad back.
Okay. And, I'm gonna just give myself a raise while I'm at it.
Well, let's not go overboard now.
Well, why not? You are in the good mood department.
You know, why can't a boss just be happy to be alive?
Oh, Paul, come on. Come on, I'm going nuts. You've been acting like this for days, happy-go-lucky. You're making me very nervous. Chris wouldn't say a thing when I talked to her about it yesterday.
Well, loose lips sink ships.
So there is a secret.
Lynn, if you breathe a word of this to anyone...
Well, I won't, I promise. Now, what's going on with you two?
All right. I think that it's possible that we could be expecting.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, thanks, Lynn. All right, now I mean it. Not a word to anyone because nothing's certain yet.
But you have reason to believe.
Well, yeah, we do.
It's fabulous. Paul, you gotta be so thrilled.
Chris is trying to be very cool about it, and so am I, but I don't know. I just have this feeling that I'm gonna be a papa. I just know it.
Honey, what is it? What's wrong?
Oh, that's what I think it is. I'm not pregnant.
I'm sorry.
Oh, thanks.
Are you okay? Is there anything I can get for you?
I'm fine. It's just Paul's gonna be so disappointed. You should have seen him when he left for work this morning. I told him not to get his hopes up, but he just couldn't help it. He's gonna be so sad.
He'll be okay. He will be. He'll be okay. You guys love one another. And next time, be the charm.
All right? Next time.
Sweetheart.
I just happened to walk in as Jack and Brad were calling for a vote.
They orchestrated this thing like you wouldn't believe.
Victoria was out of the country, so was Ashley.
The minute my plane took off, bam, board meeting. They even tried to get Neil to leave. Talk about transparent.
I'll say. Had this whole trumped-up case laid out, calling for your removal as CEO. I don't recall if it was Jack or Brad who made the motion.
I'm stunned that Brad Carton went along with it. He used to hate Jack Abbott's guts. I hired him to keep an eye on Jack.
That guy's a total snake, Dad.
Jack encouraged you to hire Brad specifically to execute his plan. Though I'm sure they'll deny it till hell freezes over.
Was anyone loyal?
Jill and Neil. They both wanted to put the vote off till you got back from vacation so they could hear your side.
They prevailed a little while, didn't they?
24 hours at most. Then the two backstabbers called a second meeting, rammed the motion through, then named themselves co-CEOs.
Let me ask you something. If Jill and Neil were loyal, then how did Jack and Brad carry the vote?
There is another board member.
You mean there's another board member? You talking about Diane Jenkins?
All part of Jack's plan. So what do we do now? Where do we go from here?
I'm gonna make a plan. We're gonna count our allies. And then we'll reverse this travesty. All right? We're Newmans. And now we fight together. Meanwhile, I'm gonna spend some time with your mother. Although first, there's something I need to deal with right now.
So Jack led you on. How?
We had an agreement. He promised to go to John and try to persuade him to let me have Billy for at least part of the summer. And he was so positive about it. He was so willing. And I believed him. Big mistake.
Jack reneged.
All because of a simple misunderstanding.
And that's why you're hurting so bad this morning.
Oh, I couldn't sleep all night. I just sat up drinking. Neil, I feel so alone these days.
Jill, with or without Jack's help, don't you have visitation?
Yes, but it's only for a couple of weeks. I wanted Billy longer than that.
Oh, come on. John Abbott isn't the kind of man who's going to deprive you of seeing your son.
That's really not the problem. Billy's old enough to know his own mind. I'm just afraid that he might have other plans.
So why don't you call him and find out?
Well, Jack said the plans fell through, but I have no way of knowing if that's true. So Jack said he would intercede with John for me and put in a good word. I mean, he's got an awful lot of influence over his father.
You know something? Sounds a little out of whack to me.
What do you mean out of whack?
Unless you and John aren't speaking these days, why do you need Jack? I mean, what's he really gonna do for you? I smell an agenda.
You think Jack's manipulating me again?
Check this out. He's offering to help you out with something that's near and dear to your heart, right? I think we both know Jack. He doesn't do many favors for people unless he gets something in return. If he hasn't put a price tag on it already, how close am I?
Very.
Is he looking for you to support him when Victor gets back? Get behind the takeover?
I hope not. But you're absolutely right. Jack wants something.
Well, whatever it is, don't knuckle under. Not if it's something that you're feeling uncomfortable about. And don't give up on Billy. Jill, you gotta get in there and start pitching. Since when does the mighty Jill Abbott back away from any challenge?
Yeah. Just pick up the phone and call my ex.
No. You pick up the phone and call the father of your child. He's a decent man, Jill. All you want is to see your son, Billy, right? That's a reasonable request. Why wouldn't John go for that?
Why wouldn't he?
And didn't you two spend some time together in New York last Christmas? Seems to me that you were getting along famously.
You're absolutely right. God, I'm so glad I talked to you. I feel so much less nauseous now.
That's the spirit. And I know you're gonna feel a hell of a lot better when you get some food in your stomach.
A working lunch.
We'll work on this budget here. How about this? I'll come back around noon and we'll order in.
New email waiting.
Noon won't work. We have other plans.
Save the insults.
It's the truth, Diane. Where my brother's concerned, you're poison.
Well, fortunately, my fiance doesn't see it that way.
Living in a dream world.
You're the most spiteful, vindictive. You take such pleasure in seeing that we have problems. Jack and I love each other, and we are going to work through this, and we will have a wonderful life.
Believe it or not, I don't take any pleasure in this. I feel sorry for you because you're clinging to a fantasy. And if you would just let that fantasy go, you'd save yourself and everyone else a lot of grief, Diane.
New email waiting.
Excuse me. There's an emergency board meeting today at noon.
Since when?
Since now. I wonder who called it.
Buy me out? What are you saying, Jack?
We don't want the same things. It's very clear to me now. This partnership is never going to work, only it's not too late to do something about it.
You can't be serious.
Name your price.
All the scenarios I had in my head.
This is not fun and games, Bradley.
Oh, I know what it is.
So don't play with me. Name your price. What's it going to cost to jettison you out of here?
You know, I agree with you, Jack. This isn't working. It may be impossible to ever make it work.
This is an alliance I want no part of.
Well, me either, pal. But I'm not going to be the one selling out here. You want to get out of this so badly? You name your price, I'll buy you out. What do you think of that, Slick?
New email waiting.
Oh?
What is it?
Please be advised, an emergency meeting of the Newman Enterprises Board of Directors will convene today, noon sharp.
An emergency meeting of the board. What's going on here?
Why'd you tell me?